If you want a finish that's super easy to apply, that is fairly cheap, and that doesn't leave any brush strokes and is literally almost impossible to screw up, today I'm going to show you how to do all of that, and it's honestly fairly simple. The thing is, when you're building something, there's always that point when you get to it and it's time to finish the project and you've got to put some kind of a sealer or some kind of a finish on it. And it can be very nerve-wracking, especially if you're new, because you don't want to spend all this time building something and then screw it up at the end with the finish. And if you've stained it and then you finish it and it screws it up, not only do you have to get rid of that finish, but now you also have to go plumb down and get rid of the stain again too, and then restain it. So making this mistake and getting something wrong, they're kind of high stakes. So I'm going to show you real quickly how to do this. Now, I'm going to make what is essentially wipe-on polyurethane. Now, you can buy wipe-on polyurethane, but this can right now is almost 20 bucks for this can. And it is 1 pint. It's not even a quart, it's a pint. It is half of this. Okay, so all we're going to do to make our own wipe-on polyurethane is we're going to take a mason jar. This is what I like to keep it in because you can seal it up with the lid. It's also got the markings here on the side so we know how to do our measurements correctly. So all this is, and this literally cannot be simpler, we're going to make a 50-50 mixture of polyurethane. This is just regular, fast drying. This is clear semi-gloss because I didn't want anything super glossy. I want a little bit of a matte-ish finish, but you know. And then mineral spirits. Now, let's run over the numbers real quickly here and talk about this. This polyurethane, 16, 18 bucks for a quart. Mind you, still twice the amount of just the 1 pint of the wipe-on. Mineral spirits, if you were to buy a quart of mineral spirits, about 10 bucks. Now, I buy it in a big deal because I go through a lot of it. But so you're looking at less than 30 bucks to buy these. But here's the thing, when you mix this up, you're going to get 4 times the amount. Here's what we're going to do. I like to do a 50-50 mixture. And I just go in here, like I said, I've got the markings on the side, and I can take it to exactly where I want it to go, and then boom, I'll stop. I'm going up 2 marks is what I did on this, and then I'll do the exact same thing with the mineral spirits. Now, you don't have to, I'm going to spill it everywhere if I'm not real careful. Okay, but you don't have to do a 50-50 mixture. You can do other options, but don't go less than 50-50. That's the biggest thing. So 50-50 is what I find to be the sweet spot. So that's about that right there. I've got the marks in there. Now we'll sit this over here to the side. Now, here's the deal. The next step, and this is what I love, when you have regular polyurethane, you got to stir it, you got to do all this stuff. Well, you don't have to do any of this. I just put it in a mason jar, and I just shake it up, okay? And then the next best part is that you can apply this with an old t-shirt, and that's what I do almost every single time, is I just use an old t-shirt to apply this. Very simple. I'm literally done. I can take this right now, and I can start applying it onto these tops just like it is. Now, if I want to change the ratio a little bit, I can go 60-40. I can do 60% of poly and 40% mineral spirits, or I could do like a 70-30. But if you want something that is completely impossible to screw up, 50-50 is it. And then when you apply it, you just apply it just like you're just the boy at Denny's, like applying it, washing the tabletops, That's all you got to do. It's super easy. It's super simple. And again, let's run through the numbers real quick. So for less than 30 bucks, okay, I'm going to be able to make 4 pints. This is 1 pint, by the way. This is 20 bucks for one. And for just under 30 bucks, about 28 bucks, I can make 4. Exact same thing. Works perfect. That's what I do all of my stuff in almost all the time. And I've been doing this for 15 years, and I still prefer to do this just because it's so simple. I don't have to spend a bunch of time waiting on stuff because it dries really fast because it's been thinned down, so it doesn't take as long to cure, so I don't end up with as many dust nibs and things in the air that are in the finish because it cures faster. Now, the other downside is that I have to put multiple coats. If I was just applying this with a brush, one, I'd have to be a lot more careful, but I'm going to be able to put, 2 or 3 coats and I'm done. If I'm applying this, it's it may be this right here. I've put 5 or 6 coats on these tops right here. So you're adding more coats, but they dry super fast, literally in an hour or less most of the time if you're in a controlled environment. So you cannot beat this for simplicity, and again, for something that's going to get you the finish. And what I like too is I feel like I can kind of sneak up on the thickness and the sheen that I want when I do it this way, because they're going on in a lot thinner coats. And so I get to a point and I go, okay, I'm close, but I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. It's real easy. So that's the thing. I wanted to just really share this with you, because I think that you cannot beat this. I know that Minwax gets a bad rap in the world, and you know, there's a time and place for a lot of different things. And if you walk that aisle at Lowe's, it's very complicated to try to figure out all the different things, the urethanes, and you know, do I need this, do I need that? And then people are using Total Boat, and they're using epoxies and all this different stuff. And there's a place for all that stuff. I've got an outdoor bar. I put Total Boat on it because I need something to have that kind of finish. This is going upstairs. It's going to be on a little bar upstairs. It doesn't have to have that kind of a finish, and it works perfectly fine. So try this out. Let me know how it goes. I really hope it helps you out.